Sometimes there are situations where you're trying to collect on a debt and you want to understand what is your cost-benefit analysis in terms of going after that case and how much money you're going to spend litigating to judgment. And as part of that preliminary analysis, you want to take a look at and make sure that the debtor actually has assets that you can recover against. So in a typical case, in a business case where you're suing, let's say, for breach of contract or enforcement of a promissory note, you want to, at the inception of the case, before you file the complaint, do some research in terms of what is the debtor's liquidity, what type of assets do they have. And there are different types of resources that you can utilize for that. For example, you can conduct public searches. So Google, public records, property records are valuable sources of information. You can find out, for example, if the debtor has a deed recorded in their name. There are also databases you can use. There are certain background searches which you can use. Some of them are paid, some of them are free. There are also obviously sophisticated investigators which have expertise in things like tracing of assets and identification of bank accounts from public information, such as, for example, court records. If the debtor was involved previously in litigation, you can search through the court records to understand what type of disclosures may have been made in those cases. And ultimately, if you do get to a litigation and you're litigating the case, then you're going to have, at the discovery stage, various other resources that you can employ, such as third-party subpoenas, where you can subpoena banks, you can subpoena title companies, you can subpoena insurance companies, and etc., witnesses. So those are typically the ways that people go about in trying to ascertain from the get-go what are the assets that you could potentially recover if you're successful in obtaining a judgment against a particular debtor.